now listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast station, bringing you daily health and information, where daily health is viewed as an ever-changing reality. Thank you for taking the time to tune in. This is Daily Health. Now, all information and resources are based on the opinions of the host, unless otherwise noted. All information is intended to motivate, encourage, and inspire positive change and a healthier lifestyle. This podcast contains some quotations, images, and/or excerpts from copyrighted material. These uses fall well within the copyright doctrine of fair use. Welcome everyone. Thank you for being here again. This is your daily health, and today we are discussing natural ways to lower your blood sugar, as well as food and hypothyroidism. Yeah, that almost got me there. I hope you all are doing well. I hope all is well with you and your family. I hope everyone's feeling all right. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving, and hope everyone will have a great Christmas. So let's get right into this. Okay, so if you're unaware of what hypothyroidism is, this is pretty much some awareness for you. For those who have it, it's kind of rough on them. But I want to give some tips today that will kind of help them. Because I know it's kind of rough. But these are some foods to avoid if you've been diagnosed with hypothyroidism. Hey, I said it a little slow, but I said it, guys. I said it. Okay, so, we've heard this before, but who takes it seriously? You kind of are what you eat? Not quite, right? Well, what you eat can affect your thyroid glands as well as your body's ability to use thyroid hormone. So it's really important to learn which foods to avoid when managing it. And with the way everything is set up, the fast food restaurants, it's just so darn tempting. I know. You want to grab a burger and some fries, or this morning you want to grab coffee and a sausage and biscuit, or a McGriddle. Yeah, see, I put my own stuff out there too, y'all. I'm not alone. But certain foods like fatty meat and cruciferous veggies may interfere with the production of thyroid hormone. Now, hypothyroidism can be a tricky condition to manage, and what you eat can interfere with your treatment. Some nutrients heavily influence the function of the thyroid gland, and certain foods can inhibit your body's ability to absorb the replacement hormones you may take as part of your thyroid treatment. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want to just go eat something and it cancels out what we work so hard to do. I get it. Having a thyroid condition is no picnic, but you're not alone with this health issue. According to the American Thyroid Association, more than 12% of the population may end up dealing with thyroid condition at some point in their lives. And thyroid issues can be sneaky. Of the nearly 20 million Americans living with the disease, as many as 60% don't even realize they have it. Just as with many health conditions, some factors are out of your control, including your family history and the environment around you, but diet and healthy eating also plays a prominent role. And since you're the one in charge of your plate and what you put on it, you can decide which thyroid-friendly foods to choose. And knowing this can really help. Some items on the list may strike you as odd, like fiber in coffee, but for many other diets, they're considered healthy or safe picks. You can still enjoy these food groups, but moderately, gotta everything in moderation is a good idea when managing hypothyroidism. But many of the others to watch out for already fall into the no category as part of a smart diet, so skipping them or at least cutting away is definitely a no-brainer. These include fried fast food meals, salty processed foods, sugary treats, I'm talking pastries, I'm talking cannolis, I'm talking cookies, cakes, ice cream, your mama's pecan pie, sweet potato pie, pumpkin pie, and the drinking. So, Christmas is coming, you're going to have to think twice about the eggnog. So while there's no such thing as a hypothyroidism diet that will make you well, eating smart can help you feel better despite the condition. So here are some foods to avoid so you can kind of manage your condition better. First up is foods with soy, including edamame, tofu, and miso. You're going to kind of stay away from those. Now, it's been a concern for a while about the potential negative effects that certain compounds in soy, called isoflavones, may have on the thyroid. Researchers believe that too much soy may increase a person's risk for the condition. Now, a study published in March of 2019 in Scientific Reports, however, found that soy has no effect on thyroid hormones and very modestly raises thyroid stimulating hormone levels. Modestly raises. Okay. So there's no specific dietary guidelines, but some research does suggest that consumption of soy may interfere with your ability to absorb thyroid medication. For that reason, you may want to wait for 4 or 5 hours after eating soy-based foods before taking your regular dose. Now, it's always a great idea to check with your doctor to see what's best for you. Now, on to the cruciferous vegetables like broccoli and cauliflower. I don't like cauliflower, but I do love broccoli with a little cheese on it. Sure do. Cruciferous vegetables, such as broccoli and cabbage, are full of fiber and other nutrients, but they may interfere with the production of thyroid hormone. If you have an iodine deficiency, so if you do, it's a good idea to limit your intake of Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, kale, turnips, and bok choy, because research suggests digesting these vegetables may block the thyroid's ability to utilize iodine, which is essential for normal thyroid function. Now, however, according to the Mayo Clinic, you would need to consume a significant amount of vegetables for it to truly impact iodine uptake. So if you've been diagnosed with both hypothyroidism and iodine deficiency, there are some things you can do to make these vegetables less harmful. Cooking them can reduce the effect that cruciferous vegetables have on the thyroid gland, and limiting your intake of these cooked vegetables to 5 ounces a day may help as well, since the amount appears to have no adverse effect on thyroid function. Gluten. Oh my gosh, not my gluten, but it is what it is. Gluten found in bread, pasta, and rice. So for a person that has a thyroid issue, you're going to have to stay away from the gluten. You're going to have to go gluten-free unless you just say forget it. I'm a Texas cowboy and I'm going to just eat what I want to eat. Your choice, completely. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I'm a bread lover. So I could see this being a problem. I don't have this condition, so I'm going to eat some bread. But those who do, please take care of yourself. And like I said before, moderation. Moderation. Now, definitely, like I said, moderation of the gluten. Because it's a protein found in foods processed from wheat, barley, rye, and other grains. So it can be kind of rough. And if you have been diagnosed with celiac disease, gluten can irritate the small intestine and may hamper absorption of thyroid hormone replacement medication. So this is some information out here for you to take and, apply it to your life or let it go through one ear and out the other. Totally up to you. But I want to make sure you have the information so you can, try to make a good decision as far as your health. Now, always, I tell everybody I'm not a doctor or none of that. I just care. So moving along. Oh, this is the heartbreaker here. Fatty foods such as butter, meat, and all things fried. I don't have this condition, but that just hurt my feelings. I'm sorry, y'all. I really am. Now, fats have been found to disrupt the body's ability to absorb thyroid hormone replacement. Okay? Fats may also interfere with the ability to produce hormone as well. Some healthcare professionals recommend that you cut out all fried foods and reduce your intake of fats from sources such as butter, mayonnaise, margarine, and fatty cuts of meat. Next up, we have sugary foods. I know. Sugary foods like delicious chocolate cake with all that extra icing on it. Oh, I want some cake now. But hypothyroidism, see the cake messed me up, y'all, looking at this picture of this chocolate cake. The condition can cause the body's metabolism to slow down. That means it's easy to put on pounds if you're not careful. You want to avoid foods with excess amounts of sugar because it's a lot of calories with no nutrients. It's best to reduce the amount of sugar you eat or try to eliminate it completely from your diet. We can do this. Let's do this. Let's be good to our bodies. Okay, next up is processed foods in packages and the frozen aisle. They are killing me with this list, though. Seriously. I feel y'all pain. Now, processed foods tend to have a lot of sodium, and people with hypothyroidism should avoid sodium. Having an underactive thyroid increases a person's risk for high blood pressure, and too much sodium further increases this risk. Always read the nutrition facts on the label. This is a must with the processed foods to find options lowest in sodium. People with an increased risk for high blood pressure should restrict their sodium intake to 1,500 milligrams a day. Okay, now that's according to the American Heart Association. So we've got to work on that salt intake. Excess fiber from beans, legumes, and vegetables. Now, vegetables have always been told to me that they were healthy. Well, for some people it is, and then for other people it's just wreaking havoc. Oh my goodness. So, getting enough fiber is good for you, but too much can complicate your treatment. Okay, I can see that. Can you guys see that? You understand that too? I can kind of see that. That would cause a problem. So it's recommended that adults up to age 50 should take in 25 to 38 grams of fiber a day. Now, amounts of dietary fiber from whole grains, vegetables, fruits, beans, and legumes that go above that level affect your digestive system and can interfere with absorption of thyroid hormone replacement drugs. Now, if you're on a high fiber diet, ask your doctor if you need a higher dose of thyroid medication. Your maintenance dose needs to be increased if you aren't absorbing enough medication. So, gotta take care of yourself. Got to. Now, coffee. I know I get up every morning, I make a pot of coffee, and I'm at it. I'm at the coffee. That's almost like it's go to the restroom and then make a cup of coffee. So I'm feeling y'all pain with this. Coffee. Time your first cup carefully in the morning. Who wants to do that? But if it's for the betterment of the health, then we must do it. So, per a study in the Journal of Thyroid, caffeine has been found to block absorption of thyroid hormone replacement. People who were taking their thyroid medication with their morning coffee had uncontrollable thyroid levels. And we couldn't figure it out, says Dr. Lee. I now have to be very careful to tell people only take your medication with water. You should wait at least 30 minutes after taking your medication before having a cup of coffee. Okay, that's great advice. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Lee. That's great advice. I can kind of understand that because not only does coffee mess with absorption, some people with other conditions, it can be somewhat of a blocker as well. So I get that, I understand that. And I think this next one is what's going to get the fellas on this. I'm sorry, fellas. The last one is alcohol. It doesn't play well with your thyroid at all. Alcohol consumption can wreak havoc on both thyroid hormone levels in the body and the ability of the thyroid to produce hormone. Alcohol appears to have a toxic effect on the thyroid gland and suppresses the ability of the body to use thyroid hormone. Ideally, people with hypothyroidism should cut out alcohol completely or drink in careful moderation. Ouch, right? I know that was kind of harsh, but the truth is always better. It's always better. Always. So, that was the foods to avoid if you have hypothyroidism. So, moving on to tips to lower blood sugar naturally. And this is for my diabetics out there. Shout out to y'all for being soldiers, because diabetes is not an easy task at all. So I salute you for being strong, as well as those with the hypothyroidism. So, for people who are diabetics, you may not need meds to get a better handle on your blood sugar. I know a light bulb just went up. It's the holy grail for people with diabetes. Checking your blood sugar and seeing the numbers right in line. Can lifestyle changes really help? Yes, they can. If you have diabetes, lowering your blood sugar isn't just a short-term goal. It helps prevent or delay diabetes complications, including heart, kidney, eye, and nerve diseases. It can change the course of the disease entirely. It's 100% important that people with type 2 diabetes try and lower their blood sugars through dietary approaches. For some, it not only can be preventive, but it can also help with reversal of the actual disease. That's always good. Because I know a lot of diabetics, they really hate pricking themselves. And I can understand that. You don't want to, every day you're getting poked with a needle. That's not fun. It's not something you want to, have to have a habit of doing. But it is what it is. Now, diabetes is a progressive disease, and you really have to figure out how to take control. So, how do we do it with no prescription required? Well, keep an eye on your carb intake. Paying attention to carbohydrates is important for people with type 2 diabetes. Carbs are what cause your blood sugars to potentially fluctuate. How many carbs per meal is ideal? It's tailored to each individual. How much you exercise, your weight, and your age can all affect how long sugars stay in your system. Now, a typical starting point for people with diabetes is to limit carb intake to 200 to 245 grams per day, which amounts to about 1/2 of your daily calories coming from carbs. From there, make adjustments according to your blood glucose readings or as recommended by a dietitian. Avoid eating large meals. One way to keep carbs under control is by eating in moderation. There's that word again, moderation. I always tell my patients to spread their food out over the day. Weisenberg says, don't eat small meals to save up for a big dinner. Feeding your body throughout the day helps regulate your blood sugar levels and prevents highs and lows. Crandall Snyder states, both Weisenberger and Crandall Snyder say to keep an eye on carbs, even while snacking. Classically, less than 15 grams of carbs per snack in a good standard approach, Crandall states. That's about what's found in 1 cup of fruit. And fill up on fiber. Fiber is another nutrient you want to keep an eye on for blood sugar management. But in this case, the more the better. It can help stabilize your blood sugars. It also plays a role in weight management and can lower your risk of cardiovascular disease. Fiber plays a preventive role, too. Studies have found that high fiber diets can reduce the incidence of type 2 diabetes by 15 to 19%. Compared to low fiber diets. You'll find fiber in plant foods such as raspberries, peas, and whole grains. Beans are another good source of fiber. People with type 2 diabetes who ate at least 1 cup of legumes, beans, chickpeas, and lentils daily for 3 months had lower blood glucose levels as measured by the A1C test. A1C is a way to measure your average blood glucose levels over a 3-month period. Now, beans also are an excellent source of folate, which is linked to a lower risk of cardiovascular disease, a common diabetes complication. Men should aim for 30 to 38 grams of fiber per day, and women should eat 21 to 25 grams per day. Get more sleep. I know you're sitting up, you're watching TV, it's getting late, you're not really realizing it because ladies, you might be watching Lifetime or some reality show. Fellas, you might be watching some old football games or something, or some old sports games on ESPN. Cowboy Western, something, whatever it is you like, you're staying up. We gotta get rest. Now, poor or limited sleep affects body chemistry, and getting more slumber helps with blood sugar control. Chronic lack of sleep may contribute to the risk of type 2 diabetes. That's very helpful right there. That's very helpful. So get sleep, everybody. Please get sleep, especially if you're diabetic. You need that rest. When we're sleeping, our body is still doing some things. It's still kind of working for us, even while we're sleeping and resting. So get you some good rest. Your body will thank you for it. Yes, your body will thank you for it. So take care of yourselves. I thank you once again for tuning in, and you are welcome to come back anytime if you have any comments. Leave me comments. I enjoy them. I love feedback. Let me know what you think, and I will definitely respond to you. So have a great, great day. You have been listening to On One Radio, the talk show podcast. This has been Let's Talk Daily Health, where daily health is viewed as an ever-changing reality. If you would like to get in contact with On One Radio, the email is onOneRadioTalk@gmail.com. Place it to the attention of Daily Health. I have been your host, Toni-Williams, and thank you for listening. For more, you can find me on YouTube. The name is Toni On One. You can find On One Radio on Facebook, On One's Day One's private Facebook group, WordPress, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. On One Radio is out there.